We got Johnny Cole Murdock all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, joining us with Bandwagon's Joyride. How are you, my friend?
I'm fantastic. How about yourself?
Hey, man. I'm good. We got the Wi-Fi working. We got the Zoom working. So that's why you can't see it, but I got a big smile on my face because everything is going my way right now. Okay. I appreciate your time, and thank you very much again for joining us with Joyride. Please, for our audience, for people who aren't familiar, people who are, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Johnny Cole Murdock. I actually got two first names. First name is Johnny Cole, and I was born in Terrell, Texas. I started elementary school in Mesquite, but I went to 10 different elementary schools, 2 different middle schools, 5 different high schools, so I'm just around. I was in the Air Force for 6 years as a missile maintainer in Minot, North Dakota, maintaining intercontinental ballistic missiles. There's like 150 of them up there, and I'm married to my lovely wife Corinne, and sing country music, and I picked that guitar.
Well, I'm just glad that you mentioned this, and this is part of our Memorial Day weekend special. So again, thank you very much for your service. If you don't mind, this being part of the episode, what was the reason before this? You told me that you don't really come from a military family, so then why did you end up getting into the military?
I've always really loved our country and just like the opportunities it provides. And I feel like, yeah, that's my little blue heeler puppy talking to you, but the military is just a great opportunity. One, you get to serve your country and try to like help make the world a little bit better, God willing. And it also just gives you opportunities like to meet new people, to travel, to get an education, which was something that I really wanted to do. That I ended up getting my associate's degree in the military, but ultimately, I just love my country. Wanted to serve and protect it. It's just really that simple, I guess.
Again, thank you very much. And, we all here in the United States, and, we appreciate that. And thank you very much for showing us your blue heeler. If you don't follow him on Facebook or Instagram, he definitely is showing off some pictures there. I also have to mention something because, you being in the military, you got to have short hair, high and tight. I know not really with the Air Force, but you got some lovely locks going on here. We appreciate the updates on the hair.
Yeah, it's just what happens when you just don't do haircuts no more. Save a lot of money. You can buy new guitars and stuff.
And new amps. New amps. All right, so you're originally from Texas. You're now, like you just mentioned, you moved with your wife to Nashville. For people that aren't familiar, if you don't mind, the difference between, especially with the music scene, you got red dirt country, mostly Texas, Oklahoma, but then you have the Nashville sound. If you don't mind just telling us a little bit of how you are and how you're getting into just the entire industry of country music up in Nashville.
I think there's definitely similarities. The red dirt scene's awesome, but there's a lot of music industry as far as publishers, Spotify, record labels, and everything's in Nashville. Because when it comes to media, you got 3 big towns. You got LA, New York, and Nashville. So Nashville has some things. As far as publishers, they got way more publishers than Texas has, but Texas still has a lot of those things. But I was never able to really get plugged into the Texas red dirt scene because of being in the military. So the biggest thing is just a bigger industry. There's a lot more money that's pushed, but it's also, I feel like the Texas stuff is in some ways a lot more authentic, because if you look at some of the new country music coming out on Spotify or whatever, and you look at what happens, a lot of them have a programmer, somebody's programming drums. And in Texas, people are still playing acoustic drums. They're still doing it here in Nashville, but it's just a thing where everyone's programming drums, a superior drummer, and it's just a little bit different in that realm. I'm still getting to learn a lot, but there's no Whataburger, but there's a thing, so thank God. And there's also Bluebell. That's one good thing that Tennessee has to make it livable. But yeah, there's just a lot of music industry folks are all here.
I don't know, the big difference, like you just said, that is a big difference, not having a Whataburger.
Yeah, it sucks, because you can't get no honey butter chicken biscuits late at night when you're feeling hungry.
But you do have a Waffle House.
Waffle House is amazing. That's a old go-to, but Whataburger is, it's like a fancy lady. So it's different, but they're both great.
Yeah, we're here, I'm doing the show from Lampasas, so again, that's probably why the internet is so bad, but we're all excited. This is the big news in town, is that we're getting a Whataburger on Key Street, basically the main drag, so we are going crazy over here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it really defines the town. Well, I appreciate, again, you sharing, and again, with the military service, we're going to pull over the white lightning. So let's pull this bad boy over, and let's get into it. Before we get started with the lightning round, I got a great response from small local businesses, and specifically this weekend, because of the Memorial Day weekend special, I wanted to really promote military veteran-owned businesses. So, Johnny Cole, is there a small local business that you want to plug today?
Yes, there's this place out here in kind of near Nashville, a little bit outside of it. It's called the Leatherwood Distillery. They make a bunch of like awesome whiskey and moonshine. It's by like a ex-special forces guy. He's really awesome. I think his name's Andy, if I remember correctly. It's really cool.
You got a favorite beer?
Man, I'm not a beer expert. Like, I like Shiner Bock, but honestly, a lot of times I drink water. I'm kind of like one of the most boring country singers with that. I don't really drink a lot. I drink a lot of water, but I do love Shiner Bock. That's my favorite beer in Guinness with a cigar. Great pairing.
All right, so Shiner, are you listening to this? This man needs a sponsor. Shiner, I'm telling you, that's your future right there with a sponsorship. All right, Johnny Cole, are you ready for the lightning round, my friend?
I'm ready for the lightning round.
All right, let's do this. You being a former Air Force, MREs, meals ready to eat. If you got a favorite MRE?
It's the chili one. It's the best one, but it's also kind of dangerous if you're like eating that out in the field. If you're not like near a bathroom, like honestly, say someone.
For our audience who aren't familiar with MREs, just describe, I guess, the process.
All right, an MRE, meal ready to eat. You got like some sort of main course, and you have like a little water heater pouch. So you kind of like pull out your little meat. It's like in kind of like some space bags. You unseal it, and then you put it in these like little heaters. You pour some water in it, and I think like through convection, some sort of, I don't know the exact way, but basically like the water reacts with the chemicals in this bag and then heats it up, so you got like a warm meal. And a lot of times they come with some sort of bread or crackers. Sometimes they come with Skittles. Everybody loves Skittles. I remember basic training, like people just like talking about trading whatever duties for just a bag of Skittles. It's kind of funny.
And I just know that, you know, the amount of sodium that are in these MREs, sometimes it's unbearable. You just kind of mentioned it, and I follow you on Instagram, and you know, I'm searching for some questions that I needed to ask you, and I noticed this guy is a big cigar guy. So I had to ask you, with your perfect cigar, what type of beverage would you rather have? Whiskey or coffee?
Man, that's a tough one. They're both really good. Probably coffee. I really like Black Rifle coffee because it's like fresh. I do that sometimes, but honestly, my favorite thing is like a Shiner or a Guinness with a cigar. That's a really good thing.
Yeah, you have a post saying that, you know, coffee with cigar. I've never actually had that, so I was actually very intrigued.
Hey, next time I'm in Texas, let's make it happen.
We will. Outside, enjoying good music. I love it.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I guess now I'm stalking you on Instagram. I noticed you're a big bike guy, motorcycle. Here we go, right? But what is the perfect bike to cruise? Harley or an Indian?
Man, they're both great bikes. I love American-made things, but I'm about to go with Harley. It's just American classic. It's what I ride. And both amazing bikes, but I like Harley Davidson the most.
I'm also thinking this is another sponsor. You're just gathering up sponsorship material right here, my friend.
God willing, might bring it to me.
Okay. This one's going to be a tough one because, see, you're from Texas, but now you're living in Nashville. So I have to ask you this. Johnny Cash or George Strait?
George Strait. They're both amazing, but I love George Strait.
See, there you go.
Your favorite country vocalist.
Yeah, and you're a true Texan at heart.
Yeah.
All right, the king. Okay, so now we're riding. It's George Strait, me on the back of a Harley with you. We're cruising down the road, but we got room for another in the sidecar. Who, dead or alive musician, who do you want as your co-pilot?
Maybe Zach Wild, if you know who that is. That dude has so much energy. It'd be kind of funny to be a co-pilot. Or like Ted Nugent.
Okay, I know Ted. Yeah, Ted would be definitely a big character. So you said Zach? Who was the other one?
Zach Wild. He played guitar for Ozzy for a long time, and he's a really talented musician, kind of underrated, unless you like a lot of rock music. But I think he'd be a cool dude to hang out with.
Was he with Black Sabbath?
He was with Ozzy at his solo career, but he also had a band called Black Label Society that he fronts.
Okay, we'll definitely check him out. All right, you're doing great, Johnny Cole. Last question. We're on this road trip. We're going through your phone. We're hoping to find something embarrassing. Is there something that would surprise us? Playlist, musician, song?
All right, so something embarrassing on my playlist. I don't know, like I'm not a.
It's okay if you go with rock. I mean, is there something that I guess maybe you're a country guy? I mean, is there something that we would find as interesting, intriguing about you on a playlist or on your phone?
Yeah, I mean, I got like when I work out, I like to listen to Metallica, like some like Pantera, just because it just gets you pumped for the gym.
Absolutely.
Like Metallica is actually the reason I started playing guitar or like trying to play guitar better, because I was like, because I always go with Earl Haggard, Johnny Cash, like Waylon Jennings, and then I heard Metallica. I was like, you can do that with a guitar?
It's pretty incredible. Even like you just said, Pantera. I mean,
yeah,
the bass. So, Johnny Cole, you did great. Now this is on you. All right. So you got big news. I wanted to leave you with the opportunity to kind of mention this on Bandwagon Joyride. What do you got going on for 2021?
2021, I'm working on releasing my first album. It's called These Colors Don't Run, and there's going to be 10 songs on it, and I'm really proud of it. There's been a couple songs I've written this year, some songs I've written when I was in the military in like 2016, way back, and so I'm just really excited to kind of put my best foot forward. The single I'm going to be releasing called Girl Let's Go Dancing. That's my big news. I'm releasing my first album, releasing 10 songs. Just want to put it out there. A lot of people have been releasing EPs, but I just want to put like something that people can really dig their teeth in. It has a lot of different points in my life. There's even like this one song that kind of has like Marty Robbins kind of influences.
And definitely a full album. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, good for you.
Yeah, I did it. I recorded everything in the studio I built.
Yeah, well, we're all looking forward to it, and so we'll definitely keep our audience in tune when that does get released. So we're gonna look forward to that. I guess now we are all wondering, how do we listen to you? Where do we follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook. Those are like the main places, and also my website has an updated list of where I'm playing at JohnnyColeMurdock.com, JohnnyColeMurdock.com, and you can find all the latest dates I'll be playing music. And if you want to buy merch to support an independent artist, that really helps.
All right, these colors don't run. These colors don't run, no do I. I won't hide, I'll look you in the eyes. I won't shut up, I won't be quiet. Just try to stop me if you feel like dying. I pray for peace and not for war. Some things are worth dying for. I love this flag like my old man. I even served like an old granddad. I won't give up, the sun gave too much. All they had to the last drop of blood. These colors don't run, they don't hide, and I ain't afraid to die for what is good, what is true, what is beautiful and right. These colors don't run, they're not afraid of the gun. If you wanna fight, come and get you some. These colors don't run, them by with love. Some who said enough is enough. Freedom ain't free, some know more than me. Loved ones don't come back home from overseas. It's crying shame with some men I fought for. It's taken in vain, but I say hell no more. Step on my flag, I kick your ass. You act like trash, I treat you like that. These colors don't run, they don't hide. They're not afraid
Johnny Cole, that's Johnny Cole Murdock, and we are really looking forward to that new album, my friend. All right, I know that, was there anything else that you wanted to mention? I mean, we really want to support you, especially with your merch. Tell us all about that before we let you go.
Best thing you can do to support me is follow my Instagram page, and please, go to my website, johnnycolemurdock.com, buy some merch, and I got some awesome new T-shirts I'm going to be putting up this next week. It's all American cotton, American spun, printed here in the good old USA. So.
Hey, Johnny Cole, thank you so much for your time, sir. Thanks for showing us around Nashville, and I hope to see you again in Texas. I'm going to put it in my calendar using a Sharpie that we got to have a cigar and some coffee, so I'm going to be waiting for that.
Awesome.
I'll bring the Whataburger.
Please do.